What if one of the fastest ways to grow your audience, sharpen your thinking and accelerate your learning is to be slightly wrong on purpose? By the end of this episode, you'll understand why clickbait works, why outrage spreads faster than curiosity, and how Cunningham's law can be used ethically as a tool for leverage, not manipulation. Cunningham's law states the best way to get the right answer is not to ask a question, it's to post the wrong answer. It's attributed to Ward Cunningham, the creator of the first wiki. Instead of asking, does anyone know how compound interest works? You post, compound interest is basically just interest charged twice. And suddenly, accountants, investors, finance graduates, and keyboard warriors appear out of nowhere. They don't rush to assist, they rush to correct. And correction feels powerful. When someone spots an error, they feel intelligent, they feel superior, they feel useful, they feel seen. In the digital age, visibility equals status. Agreement is passive, correction is active. This is why bold, slightly flawed statements outperform polite curiosity. It's why debate-heavy conversations on shows like Joe Rogan and Myron's show explode into comment wars. Strong claims create emotional activation, and emotional activation creates engagement. People use the wrong pronunciation. They might say stoicism instead of stoicism. Enthusiasts will descend instantly. Maybe someone says a statement like most startups fail within 6 months, and founders rush to correct the time frame. It's actually 3 years, or whatever the number would be. What about the incorrect capital city? People say, oh, Melbourne is the capital of Australia. Watch people correct and say it's Canberra, instead of asking what's the capital. Maybe you've put a mildly wrong date. The iPhone launched in 2005. Tech fans will come and correct you. What about oversimplified science? You might just say serotonin is the happiness chemical, but some graduates will nuance that quickly. Misattributed quotes. They might credit Marcus Aurelius when in fact it was Seneca, and Stoics will mobilise. What about a geographical slip? You might call Leicestershire part of London, and you'll hear about it. What about sports stats? You might say Leicester City have never won the Premier League, but they have. And maybe a bold overstatement, hard work guarantees success, and people will challenge you. Each example is not outrageous, it's just enough to provoke correction. And correction is engagement fuel. There is a psychology behind it. The law activates ego defense, status signaling, identity protection, and competence display. When someone sees an error, their brain registers disorder. Correcting restores order, and restoring order publicly increases perceived status. The brain rewards that, which is why comment sections explode under slightly incorrect posts, but stay quiet under polite questions. Here's where people confuse strategy with manipulation. There's a difference between I believe this, correct me if I'm mistaken, and I know this is false but it will drive traffic. The first is intellectual courage, the second is deception. Clickbait today often weaponizes Cunningham's law irresponsibly, exaggerating claims purely for outrage. But when used ethically, it becomes a feedback accelerator. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't grow slowly because they lack intelligence. They grow slowly because they're afraid to be wrong publicly. They wait until they're certain, they're polished, they're safe. They can't be criticised. But certainty is expensive. Feedback is free. Cunningham's law rewards those willing to sacrifice ego in exchange for speed. Think about it. If you privately research something for 6 months, you improve slowly. If you publicly state a position and invite correction, you compress 6 months into 6 hours. But that requires psychological resilience, because correction stings. Your ego will not like being wrong. Your identity doesn't like being challenged. Your nervous system interprets public correction as a social threat, yet growth lives on the other side of that discomfort. The people who accelerate fastest in business, philosophy, investing, content creation, they iterate publicly. They are willing to be refined in real time, and that's the hidden power of Cunningham's law. It transforms embarrassment into education. And here's where it hits home. Ask yourself, how many ideas have you not posted because you weren't 100% sure? How many videos have you not recorded because someone might correct you? How many conversations have you avoided because you might look uninformed? That hesitation is ego preservation, and ego preservation slows evolution. Cunningham's law flips the script. It says, use correction as a weapon for growth. Instead of fearing being wrong, you leverage it. Instead of hiding from feedback, you accelerate through it. But here's the discipline. You must detach yourself and your identity from your ideas. If your idea is wrong, that doesn't mean you are. It means you're refining. The internet today calls this clickbait when abused. But at its core, this law is about humility disguised as boldness. You speak with conviction. You accept correction without collapse. You iterate without shame. That combination is rare, and rare behavior creates uncommon outcomes. So here's your challenge this week. Post something you're 80% sure about, not 100%. Invite refinement. Let people correct you, then adjust. Growth is not about being right, it's about becoming less wrong, faster than everyone else. And Cunningham's law gives you the mechanism. If you like this episode, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe and comment. And just a quick shout out to our sponsors. Strong Coffee Company, protein-packed coffee for energy and clarity. Use code VANCRUX1 for 20% off at strongcoffeecompany.com. And then there's More Labs, clinically proven hydration and recovery drinks. Use code VANCRUX1 for 25% off at morelabs.com. And finally, Liquor Gummies, electrolytes and vitamins for hangover prevention. Use code VANCRUX1 for 20% off at liquor.com. That's liquure.com.